All right, we did it. We did it, Jimmy. Funny story. I'm talking in the mic earlier. Jimmy can't hear me. He thought it was his mic or his speakers, but it was really my microphone not working. So that was a fun 5 minute delay. But we made it. We're here. Happy Wednesday. We're doing things a little different tonight. We had a conflict of schedule last night, but we're here. So Jimmy from Santa's chair and the North Pole. How we doing?
Awesome, man. Yeah, my office has been turned into a glitter bomb. So they're decorating a bunch of tree decorating kits in my office right now. So I got kicked out. So I said, you know what? I'll come sit in the big Santa chair 2 weeks in a row.
There you go.
Last week I was in the little Santa chair. This week I'm in the big Santa chair.
So. It looks pretty cozy. So I think you picked a good spot for tonight's call. It is officially the last few days of October. We're heading into November 1st on Saturday. So if you made it this far, congratulations. We're happy that you made it this far in the season. If you're just getting started, let's go. It's time to buckle up because November 1st really does have a huge shift in demand.
Huge.
So we'll see. We'll see what's going to happen. I will say from some people that I've talked to across the nation, they are a little bit slower with lead flow. And I talked to my Google guy. He said right now paid leads are slower. Organic SEO is crushing it, which is great because you're not spending as much money on leads. But if you don't have a website, don't have SEO, and no way for anybody to reach out to you, that's not a good thing. So it's I think November 1st we'll have a huge uptick in lead flow for everybody across the nation. Whether it's Facebook, organic, social media, whatever it is. So hang tight. It's right around the corner, literally 3 days from now. We're going to get busy and get wild with it. So, all right, we're here for you tonight. So if you have questions, we want to hear from you. If you've got questions, we've got answers. They may not be the same answers. Nice thing about Jimmy and I, we have differing answers on some things, not all things. But in the end, we are out here to do the same thing, which is make sure that you are successful in this season. And we're just having fun. This is week. I don't even know anymore, Jimmy. I can't keep up with what week we're at, but we gave up on the agenda weeks ago and just kind of continue on with this because we had great success. So please, if you are joining us, go ahead and drop a comment so we know who you are, where you're from. If you have questions, it can be about marketing, it can be about sales, it can be about installation, it can be about teamwork, whatever it is. You have a question, we have an answer. And Derek, he's got the first question tonight. Is it too late to order lights? No, you can order lights up until probably December 22nd, 23rd, depending on where you live. So
we had one overnight delivery last year. I remember on December 23rd, we had to send somebody overnight lights to get them on the 24th. So never too late.
That is wild.
Never too late.
That is wild. I'm still waiting to hear back on the lady who wants her lights up on December 23rd this year. That will definitely be the latest install we've ever had. I think December 14th is the record right now. So, all right, Jimmy.
Yeah, I think it's interesting how you did. So it is kind of interesting. I've heard leads are outrageous right now all over the place. And there again, it's established businesses, not people jumping in it for the first time. But I've always said, this is kind of could be like a dead week too, right? The early people that got their act together, they got their ducks in a row. Then you're going to have the weeks of, oh my gosh, it's Halloween. Oh my gosh, we got to take the kids trick-or-treating in 2 days or whatever it is. And then, oh my gosh, it's Thanksgiving. Oh my gosh, it's Christmas. So I think you're going to wind up seeing, I always say that first week of November, the hose gets turned on, but around the 6th, 7th day of the November, fire hose, right? You're absolutely drinking out a fire hose. So now is the time to start putting money into marketing. Now is the time to get yourself in front of that right avatar. Get those ads pumping, get some clicks on them so that they can get a little bit of memory, and just be ready. We had a new installer come in today, super cool. And he was talking, he had 150 yard signs to put out, and he was over in the Burlington market. And I'm like, man, be ready. You put 150 yard signs, be ready, because you got to make sure you're able to field those phone calls. So just get that stuff out there, get your foundation done, and get ready to drink out of that fire hose. Because I think this year is going to be a phenomenal year from what we've seen. I think the only challenges we're hearing right now, honestly, is personnel. I know a lot of our Florida installers, they've been installing for over a month now, and some of these guys have gone through 10, 15 people already.
Wow.
So if you got good people, reliable people, steady people that know what they're doing, you got a huge leg up on some of these other guys that have been doing this for a long time. So, but yeah, I'm excited. It's here, and we just filled up an entire UPS truck, the big ones, and the extra long ones. And a guy pulled up like, buddy, hope this is your last stop because your whole aisle's full. And sure enough, it was. So it's exciting. I'm pumped. I love this stuff. The adrenaline's kicking in already.
I know. I hate that it's such like short lived. Like it's here, we're in the moment, and then there's phases. Like everybody goes through phases. I think July, everybody starts getting the itch. What's next? August, they don't think about it for some reason. August, September, all right, let's start, figuring out marketing, let's start figuring out hiring, things like that. Most people start installing October. Now they're hungry, they're excited. If they're moving over crews from whatever other industry they're doing, the other crews are excited because not doing the same mundane stuff every single day. The team's getting excited because Christmas, November. That's where the real, I don't know what I want to say, but like that's where it kicks in. It's like you either love Christmas by the end of November or you're ready to be done with it. But then December 15th ish comes around, you're like, shit, now I got to wait 9 months to do this all over again. I'm ready. Like, why do we have to stop? So for the ones that are new out there, it's a wild ride. I mean, it is. It may not be your first season, but I mean, you talk to these veterans that are out there, been doing this for years. This is my 9th year. Jimmy, you've been doing for what, 20 years now? 25, 20?
What is it? 25, 23 years.
23 years. So you've seen all the things with different lights and incandescent LED. And yeah, I mean, it's just, oh God, like you said, it is our season to shine. And no matter how chaotic it gets, I still freaking love it. And I still look forward to the next day. And then it might be days where I'm just like, I just want to burn it all down. But in the end, the reason why we're hanging lights has a bigger purpose than anything else. And, I do it for the people who can't afford the lights. Having a bad day driving home and happen to see a light that we put up and made them happy, brought some cheer, smile on their face when they get in the car the night in December and drive around with their kids and go look at all the lights that our guys did. Like that's the cool stuff for us. That's why we enjoy doing it. So I will say we've got an incredible team right now. We've got 2 crews, 3-man crews out there with 2 females actually, absolutely crushing it. Morale is high. Culture is incredible right now. Communication, we could always improve on some things, but I will say by far in the last 6 years of us hiring, nobody comes close to what these guys are putting out right now. And I'm really excited for what's to come in the season. So it's been pretty cool to see.
That makes it so much more enjoy. I mean, let's be honest. If you hire someone and they're doing Christmas lights, they're either scared to death of ladders or heights, or there's something fundamentally wrong. Because how do you genuinely not enjoy this?
Right.
Like it's great hours, it's long days, it's good pay, it's good money, it's the rewarding work that people so excited to see. Like, dude, like I tickle myself that this is honestly what we get to do is help these people, bring this much joy to people, and it's amazing. It is absolutely amazing, and it's I guess the mindset that I've been talking to a couple of Florida guys is slow to hire, quick to fire. If you got guys that are not getting into this and not passionate about it, get them out, man. Get those cancers gone because those long hours are going to be
do it quick. You have no
awful
clue how much one bad player will just crush your morale, the season, everything. Like absolutely destroy it. I mean, you'll have people not wanting to show up to work, not wanting to work with each other, long days because you're fixing mistakes. And you feel like I need this person. No, you need to get rid of that person now because they're costing you so much time, so much energy, so much money. You can probably find somebody that's half as good, but just a better player, a lot faster, and make the team a lot happier. And it truly does have a huge impact on your team by allowing cancer to stick around your company because it just shows what you're allowing to keep, and they're not going to want to work for you. So you're going to start losing good people because of bad people. So it's better to get rid of them early now. I mean, it's still October, but you can get somebody on new next week. So grateful. So I just want to talk about what we have this year. Oh, sorry. I don't know why that popped up. So we've got 3 people from the service industry. I've got 1 bartender, 2 from the restaurant industry. One's a repeat, come back to his 3rd year. The other 2, I've got a painter who does painting not really busy right now, and he's just loving everything he's doing. I've got a guy who works for a what are they called? Zip line course. This is his second year coming back. Originally, he was only going to work Monday through Friday. He's having so much fun. He said, "The hell with him! I'm working every single day this year."
No kidding.
So that was kind of cool because we were really expecting him just to die off on Fridays, and he hasn't taken a Friday off yet. So I think we're good to go with the season. So, when we look for people, we're not looking for experienced installers because you're probably going to bring in bad habits. Like I said, service industry has always been good to us. We find really good people there. So don't just look in one direction to find a rock star. Don't go and try and find somebody with the experience. Don't go try and find somebody that's a roofer. I've got all these people with no roofing experience that are out there just absolutely crushing it, being safe, having fun. And they even said, like, I really do love this. Like, this is my favorite thing to do right now. I did not expect it to be this much fun. And I'm really enjoying being out there and doing the things. And they're taking pictures of the work, sending pictures of their friends and family and stuff. And it's just, it's so fun. It's so fun seeing them have fun. And then our clients love them too. The reviews are coming in. So it's been a great season so far. Trying to bring food out to the teams. We've already got our Christmas party set up for the December for a restaurant that we're going to be decorating. So we're doing a barter on that. So it's just been a really great start to the season. October, well ahead of last year. I think we're like 60,000 past for October of last year. November, still a lot of stragglers, people trying to figure out what they want to do. And I think next week, everybody's going to come in and be like, oh my God, why didn't you call us?
Yeah.
Jimmy, we've been calling, texting, emailing you every day, every week. Like, we've been doing it. You just haven't been answering. You haven't been ready to hear our calls. So I really think next week, like, the floodgates, like you said, just gonna be opened up, and everybody's gonna be like, I need lights. And we're like, we're almost booked. So you better hurry up.
Get your game time to get your game on. Or, I mean, there again, like back in the day, right? I got a couple of good questions, JC. I don't know if they're popping up on yours.
I got this one right here.
So
I don't know what you see, but I'll go with this one.
Yeah, I got a good one from Carlos a minute ago. But I think back in the day, right, you got September 15th, you were booked for the year. Like, let's get that back. Like, let's get that supply demand back. Like, that'd be huge. And I think it's going to happen. I think this year is going to be an absolute slam dunk. I think everybody, I don't know. I think it's going to be an amazing year. So I'm pumped. The stock market's doing well. That's what people are, the people that are buying this service, their money's in the stock market, and it's doing very well. So I'm pumped. I'm super pumped. So, yeah, what do you got? What was the question you just flashed up there?
All right, Jake asked, what would you guys say is the best upsell when out quoting jobs? Love these lives. Thanks, Jake, for joining us and chiming in. Great question. I'm going to go with mine. My two favorite upsells right now for the last 2 years have been spritzers and ground lights. For me, it really closes in the full, like, and I when I talk to the clients, I always show them a picture. I give them the lookbook. I give them a folder. I always, like, you ever seen ground lights? So, like, you mean like landscape lights? I'm like, no, these are completely different. Like, this is way better than those. I show them the picture, and then I'm like, the ground lights, they just do something visually. Instead of your eyes being focused on the roof, and that's all people see, the ground lights keep your eyes. They start at the ground, then they go to the columns, then they go to the wreath, then they go to the garland, then they go to the roof line. So, like, all encompassing, brings everything into your house, not just focus on the roof line. Really fun when you accent mulch beds and driveways, things like that. So I really get them excited about it to the point where, like, I need to have those ground lights. And then spritzers, for us, we have a lot of crepe myrtles here. I freaking hate wrapping them. And I tell everybody's doing tree branches. Like, everybody wraps branches. It's so like everybody's doing it. Why don't you be different and do spritzers? Nobody has spritzers. They're brand new. They're fun. I show the picture. I show a video. They got a nice warm white twinkle to them. So I get them all excited. And the other day I switched somebody over from doing a crepe myrtle wrap to a spritzers. Our guys love it. It's so much easier. And it's so much faster to install and take down. So, Jimmy, those are my two. What do you got?
I'm a big fan of adding the wreath. I don't know who the first person that said this, but it might have been Charlie Ball down in Texas. Might have been the first person I heard vocalize it. But his goal was always sell a wreath every single year, sell a wreath to a customer. And if you can sell them a wreath, that one wreath will cover the cost of your labor to do that installation, and the rest is pure profit. And when you actually run the numbers of 48-inch wreath on that, or 60-inch wreath, it's actually, it really works out. So it's a very easy upsell. It can add a lot to a display. And then I go with ground stakes as well. Ground stakes and light burst. Light bursts are basically a spritzer in the dirt. and it, instead of having to wrap a shrub, you stick a light burst in the ground, boom, fluff the thing out, and you got really cool light all along on the ground. So those look really cool. I'll walk over since I'm in the showroom. What the heck? I'll show you let's do it. Let's go on a tour. So these things, how can we do this? Up here on the very top of that shelf.
Yeah.
That's what a light burst is. Obviously, there's a bunch of them mixed in, but you throw those things along a sidewalk or something like that, and they look really cool, and they can add, because lighting, like, you want to have the height, like you just said, you want the height, you want the width, you want the depth. And by having something like that, it creates really easy low light without the headache of wrapping all those shrubs and stuff. So I'm a big fan of those as well.
Sweet. I love those. I don't know why I didn't think about those. I got spritzers, and I just bought those shepherd hooks to hang a spritzer from. But that's so much easier to use those, and I've got a couple to shop.
It is.
So
it is. They're fun, and the price point on them is like they're about $24 or something. It's like what a great deal for a 36-inch.
Oh.
It's a 36-inch on a stake. Comes with the ground stake. Pops right in. I love those things. We do, by the way, we do need to set up. We need to do one of these, or just go through stock some of this product shop, and we're going to be putting some videos out too. But there's just so much cool product like that some people just don't even know about. So,
yeah, and
that's a great question.
You just bought an order for me because I was literally going to do the shepherd hooks. Now I'd rather just do that because that's so much easier and one less thing to carry around. So
yeah, love it.
All right, what was the question you had? I can't see. So if you're watching
Carlos.
Yeah, hold on. If you're watching this, if you could go to my feed, because if you guys go to my feed, I hate doing this, but if you go to my feed and type in the comments, then I could see it and post it. If not, I can't see these questions. But Jimmy, go ahead and read this one.
Yeah, I don't even know how. I clearly have no idea what I'm doing when it comes to Facebook, but that's okay. So Carlos's question: got a few bids ready for approval to start next couple of weeks for landscape lighting and structural. I wanted to ask: is which would you rather have, permanent C9 or regular Christmas light C9? So I actually think this is a really good question. Maybe not so much permanent C9, but just permanent lights, like Omni architectural lights or something like that. And here's how I'm going to look at it. My brutal, honest truth, and this is kind of contradictory to what I do for a living, but if I'm just starting a business right now of lighting, I would actually put more emphasis on the permanent lighting side than I would the holiday side. If I've been through a certification, I've gotten trained, I know what I'm doing, I don't have that experience on the temporary Christmas side, I would put more emphasis on the permanent. And the reason I say that is because a lot less competition, and you could, instead of marketing Christmas lights and offering permanent, think about offering permanent lights, and then they ask you for temporary, right? So it's a different of how you would market yourself. And I think you would create other temporary opportunities through marketing the permanent lighting as well. And if you're marketing temporary, everybody's marketing temporary, right? Why not say, instead of Christmas lights on a yard sign, why don't you go ahead and say permanent lights on a yard sign and see what happens? But that's my 10 cents on it. I really think that there's a lot of opportunity on the permanent game, a lot less competition. You could really go in and flaunt your feathers. If you've been to an Omni certification and you got beat upside the head for 2 days by me, we drill that into you, right? So that's your competitive advantage, to show up and actually look like a stud and go in there and get that thing. And it maybe not cool, they don't want permanent lighting, but that's okay, you don't want permanent, that's all right, I got you, I got temporary too. So that would be how I would do it. Now, obviously, a pre-existing business that's got a portfolio and got a customer database, that's a little bit of a trickier play. But I think that would be right now. Landscape lighting, obviously, you take those when you can get them. Such easy jobs, great revenue. Tremendous opportunity with it getting darker a little bit earlier. So I'd totally be into those. But between temporary Christmas and permanent, I think I would put more of his emphasis on the permanent, because I do think 50% of your customers in most markets are going to be wanting to know what their options are, and why not just start there and work backwards if you need to, versus going the other way around. So I would love for people to try that and see what kind of results you get. Put a holiday light sign, put a permanent light sign, put them right next to each other, put 2 different phone numbers on and see which one hits better. I think I know which one would hit better, but I would love to have someone test that.
Yeah, and I agree. Like the permanent C9 lights, like that's just not an option for me. I would definitely switch over to something that's meant to be up there year round, like the Omni product. So great response though. Twinkle lights, Jimmy. I only got like 1 or 2 jobs I do these on. I love them. I just don't offer them. I only got one customer that we got them on because the neighbor had it, so she had to have it, and we were doing her house for years, so we had to get them for her. I think they're pretty cool though. What do you think, Jim?
Are we talking C9s? Are we talking 5mm? What are we talking?
I'm thinking he's talking about C9s, but I could be wrong. Jonathan, what are you talking about? I was talking about C9s.
I don't like twinkle C9s on roof lines. I love twinkle C9s in trees.
Yes, trees only, not roof lines.
Yeah, I love them. I would do 1 twinkle, 2 solid, 1 twinkle, so 1/3 of them twinkle. A very slow twinkle. I absolutely love them. I think it's a cool, whimsical look. It creates visual interest. I love them.
I was wrong.
And I love them 5mm. I love them 5mm. Oh, there you go. I love them 5mm as well. I think, one of my favorite sets still to this day is their champagne.
Love them.
Warm white, pure
my
white.
Favorite.
It's gorgeous. It's a warm white, pure white mix, and then it's got a strobe in it.
Yep.
And I'm telling you, you put that thing on like a white column, and you want someone to look like a glistening diamond. Those things were so popular 3-4 years ago. They're not been as popular the past 2 years, but I think it's because everybody's just gone vanilla. Like, why are people not using those? You show those to a customer, you're like, let me show you my set. I got a champagne set. Champagne already sounds sexier than a warm white light set. Like, those things are freaking epic. I love them.
I gotta send you a video after this, and I'll post it, Jimmy. We built these frames. It was for a gazebo, a dock at Wrightsville Beach, and there's our dock on the Intercoastal. And we built PVC frames to fit in between each column, and wrap the whole thing around like a present. And then we did C9. This is the old C9 Holiday Dynamic ones up top to give them a twinkle up top. Jimmy, they did this they did it for the flotilla. Like, there's no this was probably the most epic install at that beach when people were driving by in the flotilla. Absolutely stunning. I freaking loved it. They don't want to do it this year, so now I have freaking 4, 5, 6 frames upstairs with champagne lights on them. I might just throw them outside my house and put them in front of my garage because I love those lights. They are so cool. But yeah, one of the things, like, you got to show a client that you can't just say, "Let me just do this," or I really think they're a freaking great product, though.
Agreed. It's one of my favorite light sets still. I think the Grinch set's kind of cool. It's a red, a green, and it's pure white strobe. That's cool in the right application. It sounds kind of tacky, but when you see that too, that just screams Christmas, and those are pretty fun as well.
I think he's talking about when I switch clients from minis to spritzers. No, I don't just do it because some people don't want it. So it's just something you got to get them excited for, and make them feel like they're winning. And really, in the end, you're winning because you're saving time by doing installs, and your team loves it too. But yeah, it's something you got to get them excited for. So don't just do it because then they might get pissed off at you.
So Carlos, by the way, he was talking about the Omni C9s. So just be careful. The Omni C9s are not intended to be a permanent product. They are still temporary. The intention with the Omni C9 is just to give you the 16 million colors, unlimited functionality. And I have to eat a little bit of crow here. I told everybody that we were out of them for the year, and we got great news. We were able to get some rush produce, and we are air freighting them in, and we should have them late next week. So we thought we were out for the year, but we got some more coming in. So we just got that locked in actually earlier today. So that's pretty exciting about that. So I got another good one if you don't have one, JC.
I got a bunch, but let's go. I got you. Go.
Jeff Southern. How long should working up an estimate take? Time is money. And we, of course, are doing mock-ups via chat, etc. We're also doing 3 packages. So what is the average turnaround on a new customer, not a cookie cutter home, but a dynamic home? I think it's a fantastic question. And my honest answer to that is the quote should take you as long as you can do if you're on site to make sure you can present them a quote within 7 to 15 minutes of you talking with them. That's my goal, that you strike while the iron is hot. You whack through, you got them pumped, you got them excited, they're ready to rock and roll, and you got to capitalize, and you got to incentivize them to act now. So to me, do your homework before you show up. right? How can you do a quote in 7 to 15 minutes? You can't. But you can if you go in and you get all your measurements beforehand. Maybe you already get it stenciled in to be able to do the mock-ups. Or maybe you make that mock-up portion something interactive that you do when you go back in to present. But I would do everything I could to present while you're there and do everything you can to get that signature while on site. I love the 3 packages option. I love that idea. 3 different price points, show your flexibility, glam, glitz, glamour, call them some cutesy name or some holiday name, right? I love that. But I think you need to be able to, if you're not doing a quote while you're on site, you need to present them with a quote no later than the end of that day, or your chances of getting that are completely out the window.
Yeah, I think if you're walking away, it's because you're scared to make a sale. You're just not confident in your products. You're not confident in anything. That's just my personal opinion. If you can't present the price to a customer, now I think commercials a little different. Those take a little longer sometimes. Have to go through different people. You're not going to get an answer right there, regardless. But for residential, it is imperative that you do not leave without presenting that price to them and showing and going through everything. For me, no more than 30 minutes, unless you got like real conversations going on and you just get off on a sidetrack. I don't like cutting people off, especially when they start going off on tangents or rants and whatever they want to do. I let them talk. I want to be their best friend. I want to give them the best service. I want to give them the best experience. So I will be the therapist. I don't care. But you need, so for us, it's like, come up, introduce yourself, give them the folder, start asking some questions. Have they had the service done before? What are they looking for? What are their thoughts? What is their budgets? And then I say, give me 10 to 15 minutes. Doesn't usually take that long to go ahead and measure. I'm going to give you a price while I'm right here. And that surprises a lot of them too, because most people say, I'll email it to you later. Let me know. So they do appreciate that a lot, that they're getting the price right there. But do the measurements in the car. I don't do designs unless you really feel it's necessary. I think that the way I sell and the lookbook and everything else gives the visual they need. Now, if I don't close it right there, then I will send the design with the estimate so they can review it with their spouse, significant other, or whatever they need. But I don't do it right there. So for us, 30 minutes really tops, in and out, and then on to the next one. I've spent longer and I've spent a lot less too. So it really just depends. But I think
so Pete Bryant just had a great point that JC you'll love. He said, get Unique Genius executive assistant and have them do the initial design aerial measurements within 20 minutes of inquiry, close on site or over the phone. He's totally right.
Love it. Yeah.
100%. He is 100% right. Fantastic use. And have as much prep work done so you can get there and get that thing sold.
I tell you, working on something cool with AI and live switch, where I think we're going to have it so that we can do like everything in 30 minutes, not even 30 minutes, while on the phone with the client though, and present them the rendering and everything, like through a video, them walking around. It's pretty cool with the live switch has got going on over there. So I'm working on that for next year. Too busy with it this year, but yeah, you have to get them done. And like Pete said, use a strategic partner, virtual assistant, your office staff, whatever you got to do to make it smoother. But the more value, the more you can add, the more you can deliver to the client, really will take the price away from their decision-making. And they're going to start seeing all the value stack up real quick. So great points. Great question. All right. Bozeman's Christmas Lights. From spooky to sparkle, getting quotes out lots. Explain your follow-up process, please. Sometimes not getting any response. Don't want to be so pushy. Yeah, I had the conversation with a couple of guys I'm coaching right now, even my sales guy. Like, when the client wants to respond, they're going to respond. And I hate saying that because, like, I can't tell you how many times I've needed services and they've tried calling me to give me the price or get a response. And I'm not ready for them, not because I don't want to talk to them. It's just busy. Like, and you got to imagine they're busy too. Whether it's kids, business, life, traveling, whatever it is. Like, the last thing they're thinking about at the moment you're calling is likely you and the Christmas lights. And they're probably not like saying, like, the hell with this guy, I don't want to deal with him right now. It's probably like, I'm busy and I'll get to it later. And then later comes and life comes and you forget about it. So I can't tell you how many times, like, I've had clients like, thanks for reaching out. I've been so busy. I needed you to call me. And this is the perfect time. So, don't be the pushy guy and just follow up with a phone call and then with a voicemail there. You can send a text message as well. maybe wait a day, depending on how soon after you already gave that estimate. But I would not stop following up until like either you're completely booked out or it's too late in the season. Because again, they're just busy and they're not thinking about it. And when you're calling, it's just a very inconvenient time for them. And when it is convenient, they're not thinking about you. So keep doing what you're doing. I'd rather be hearing a no than nothing at all. So I'll follow up until they tell me no.
Well, here and let's reverse. Let's play a game of reversal on them, right? And this is what we talk about a lot in the Omni training is let's give them a fast action discount. Your price to commit today is X. Your price to commit by the end of the week is Z, and the full price is this. Commit today, it's this. Commit by the end of the week, it's that. Right? Create a sense of urgency so they have to act, and that gives you another reason to call back. Hey, just want to let you know that offer that I gave you was good through Friday. Is that something you want to roll with? Right? But ideally, people in that situation, you give them that fast action discount. Why are you giving that to them? Well, at the end of the day, you're giving them a fast action discount to save yourself the haggle of going back and forth and back and forth. That takes time. That costs you money. That takes energy. Takes your time away from selling potentially somebody else. So think about ways that what can I do to incentivize them to buy now? And that's what you got to do. You got to create that sense of urgency, because if not, what are they going to do? They're going to go out and get 10 quotes. And, we're not selling off a price. Right. If I hope every single person that's taking the time to watch this isn't selling off a price, selling off of experience, quality, how we're different, what we do different. And I think that goes a long, long way. And there are tons of things that you can do with AI and reminders and alerts and notifications so that you can have a lot of that stuff on autopilot. But just there again, how can you get them to act today? Needs to be your mindset. And I just saw somebody, who was that? Perry Phillips. He says he's offering free Christmas lights this year with a signed contract for an Omni install in 2026.
Ooh, I like that.
That's aggressive. I love that.
I like that. Hell
right?
Yeah.
So
I'm sure there's minimums to that.
That's getting somebody in. It's giving him additional work. I love that. I absolutely love that. So that's aggressive, and you can sell your Omni at whatever price you want. Now, I would suggest potentially taking your deposit now.
That was going to be my question.
50% deposit for that, Perry, just in case something goes rogue or they get divorced or somebody cheats on somebody during the Christmas season. Who knows, right? Some of these stories you hear are just like, what? So that I love that, man. That's epic. It's good stuff.
Yeah. So now my question too, and hopefully responds is he making the client pay for the lights and then he'll take that off of the permanent lights? And I would hope so. So if you can respond to that, I want to know that question. That'd be great. But I love that. I freaking love that. And I really think that's great, because then you're just lining up work for February and March. Yep. And you're still going to make some great money. Scott has a question about your expandables for your trees.
Talk about them. All right, Scotty.
You got them in the shop?
Yeah, we can go into the field trip.
Let's go. Let's go, man.
Here we go. Let's go. We need some music. Oh my gosh, my body hurts. This is crazy. All right, so here we go. So where are they? Let's see. All right, we got them over here. We got some over here. All right. So I'm even going to crouch down for you, Scott. All right. So this is what we're talking about. What is an expandable? So this is a 50 count, 6-inch space light set. And what it has in here is it's actually got one of these rubber bands here. So this is a rubber band that then goes between two lights. So every fourth light, it starts another one. And what this allows it to do is it allows it to expand and contract. So this is great in markets where you have palm trees that expand and contract as the moisture changes throughout the season. So that's really cool because you're going to deal with some swelling, and that swelling could snap a traditional regular light set where this is going to there again expand and contract. It also is going to help with slippage. So when you put them on, you don't extend them all the way out. You actually put them on with just a little bit of tension, so it can still retract a little bit, or it could obviously expand quite a bit. So what you're basically getting, so here you can see there's one here, and then we go to one more there. You can see just in stretching those two, how much stretch you're going to get out of it. This is what's in our festive series. So our festive series is a non-rectified set. So what that means is the rectifier. Let me see if we got one here. We should have one somewhere. There's got to be this. There's one down here in the cabinet. But what a non-rectified set means is basically the rectifier is actually in the power supply itself. There's not a rectifier in the light set. So, a lot of times you'll go into a light set and then you'll have that little node. That node's the rectifier, and that's what makes the warm white lights look like they're actually not flickering. If they didn't have the rectifier, they would flicker. So a non-rectified set is going to have the rectifier in the power supply. So it's a much bigger rectifier, a lot less likely to fail, and give you the same overall end result. So they're only available in coax. So a coax fitting, if you guys don't know what a coax fitting is, it is just I don't know how well you can see this, but it is just a coaxial connector. You press them together, you do a quick little screw on it, and that's got a gasketed O-ring, so that's going to protect you from moisture and things of that nature. So we have them in warm white, we have them in pure white. So this is the pure white that's available in it. We have them in a multicolor. We also have them in a RGB WW. So it is a traditional 5mm. It's not like the S4 set, which is this one, which we do have as well. Which this is what we consider a 7mm. It's basically just a 5mm wrapped, but a very similar setup with these expandable rubber band sets on this set as well. The intention of those light sets is to be able to stay up for a longer period of time. The thing of it is all of these types of lights are not rated for permanent installations. They are all rated based on the UL listing for a temporary seasonal installation, no matter if it's a 7mm or a 5mm. And your fail point on all of these is going to be your rubber. The rubber from the UV after about 2 years of UV, it's just going to dry rot it. There's no way around it. Doesn't matter what market you're in. So there is a maintenance element to it, even if you do try to keep them up for a little bit longer of a year-round installation. So hopefully, Scott, that answers your question. But fantastic price point on those bad boys. I believe they're $16, just something like that, 15, 16 bucks. You can connect 70 of them end to end off of one rectified power supply. So
that's a lot.
Yeah. Scott, does that answer your question, buddy?
We got Garrett in the house tonight.
I want to know how the Cardinals stadium job's going, Garrett. I haven't heard from you, so that means you either haven't gone there yet or you just set up for success.
I didn't want to bring it up in case something went wrong, so I'm glad to know it's still going on.
Yes, sir.
Douglas, congratulations. I love hearing that. Some great success throughout the week, so keep it coming. Keep it rolling. Let's see. How can you get them to sign up on site if they say they want to wait? Well, the problem, so you just need to stress the urgency that your schedule's booking up now. Like, we have people lined up until December with only a few spots left. We will install your lights the week before Thanksgiving if you want, but we need to lock that in now to guarantee that spot. If I leave here right now and you don't say yes, I cannot guarantee that tomorrow that opportunity will be available. So I need you to go ahead and let me know now. That's pretty much what we do.
Yep, I agree. I love that.
All right, it's raining this week, so I started.
It's raining everywhere. Is it raining? Like, what in the world? This is like the worst lead up to November ever. Everybody's going to be dying next week.
We did good, though. I mean, we only had one real rain day. I mean, it did rain a little bit today, but technically didn't even have a washout. We just canceled everything like an idiot yesterday. So very thankful for that.
So Perry gave us a response. He says, absolutely. When we get the quote, Jobber, which is his CRM, has a pay deposit button, which is 50% required, and they must have 2 credit cards on file. So he's taking a 50% deposit on that. Joe chimed in, said he didn't. Permanent lighting is getting harder with the timing, but he did not like the free holiday light idea. And not everything's going to be for everybody. It's what are you going to do at what price point? At the end of the day, can you price in your temporary holiday lights of very little effort to retain that customer and give yourself work in January, February, March? And I think that's just where you have to understand your business and what your numbers are. And it might work for some and not work for others. So definitely some good feedback there for sure.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to give away a $5,000 install of lights, but even in December, like, you love your lights now. How about keep them all year? We can come back in February and give you a $500 discount for being a loyal client. So I think there's a lot to be happening this year going into 2026, how you can set yourself up for success in February, March, April, depending on where you are, to be able to do a lot of permanent lights and keep your guys busy. So get creative with it, have fun. But I really think there's a lot of opportunities going in 2026, especially with the momentum of all the permanent lights getting put up right now.
Yeah. Yeah. It's the numbers on the permanent Omni is just, it's wild. It's truly wild. So Johnny's got a couple of good questions. Does Unique Genius call leads? Yes. Don't know they only call leads. And I'll speak on this on JC's behalf. Not only will they call leads, they can actually cold call people and find you leads, right? People that are not leveraging a what do you call them now, JC? Not a
strategic partner.
Strategic. I don't know why I cannot remember that. A strategic partner is so anything. If you're not leveraging that and you're not using these strategic partners, which are the fancy name for virtual assistant, there's nothing wrong with their skill sets, their abilities, right? It's just a different mindset. You have to have really good systems and processes in place. But by all means, they can come in and fully execute. Not only can they call leads, they can quote jobs, they can do your takeoffs, they can get your measurements, they can do your preliminaries. And oh yeah, by the way, they are also, a lot of them are trained on holiday home concepts, and they can go in and do your renderings for you, which, by the way, if you spend $3,000 with Lights for Decorators over the course of the next 3 weeks, and that actually backs up another previous 3 weeks. So there's a 6-week period. We're going to give you holiday home concepts for free.
What?
You're going to pay for your subscription for 90 days to get you through the season, right? So, and there again, Unique Genius, they have internal training of people that will take them and help them, teach them how to use holiday home concepts. You don't even have to take the time to teach them. Like, how cool is that? So, Johnny, jump all over it. Who do you contact for Unique Genius was his next question.
I just put a link in the chat. So it's here. Just go to unique-genius.com and you can sign up right there to get it on a discovery call with Angela or Hildy.
Yeah. So they will hook you up if you're not doing that.
I think this is Garrett's third, technically. One with the roofing company, the prior company, and Maverick, and now again. So Garrett's been with Unique Genius for quite a while now.
Yeah.
And I just
love it.
Scott Hall, Shark Illumination. I mean, like, he's like
your competitor, by the way.
Yes. And I was on the phone with him yesterday, just talking to him for freaking 30 minutes and like trying to set him up for success, not only with Unique Genius, but like anything else going forward. Like, literally in my market, another guy today reached out to me. I was like, dude, I don't care. I have no secrets. Like, I'm not hiding anything. You can do everything I'm doing. There's no proprietary things. Like, let's go. Let's help each other out. So, yeah, absolutely. Garrett's got a question about dealerships. I think I know my answer, Jimmy.
No, standard 3.
Yeah.
Unless it's just crazy huge call. Yeah, I would go standard 3 all day. And I would actually, on most dealerships on the parapet, I really like the look of the angled. I personally like the angled parapet, period. But yeah, I would standard 3 all day. Because here's the deal: like, you're getting so much light pollution from all the light poles in the car dealerships. Even the 7 diode is going to get washed out because there's so much low light hitting that building. So all you're really going for is whatever that height is above those poles, which is typically 20 feet. You're just going to have a hard time competing with that because they're so well lit as is. So,
Joe, nice work. Congratulations out there. Keep it up. All right, so we got a couple more minutes. I think we were saying
Joe, get a heated jacket. You're not done for the year. Come on.
Some of these guys are soft there, Jimmy. I don't know. Let me go back. Do you have any other questions that you've seen? I'm going to go back through mine real quick. You got questions? Go ahead and drop them. We'll be on here for a few more minutes. Jimmy's in the middle of just unloading, loading, getting orders out over there. So I want to respect his time, but we wanted to make sure we got on here. We know we missed last night. So drop some wins. Like, where are you guys at in the season right now? Are you guys up, down? Lead flow going good? What's working for you? Marketing, yard signs? Are you doing any door knocking on commercial? You got to be really diversifying your portfolio to get leads coming in right now. So what do you got? That's all the questions right now. It's kind of a quiet night. I think everybody's out installing lights. Let's see. All
Yeah, I
right.
got a lot of great feedback. No, so go ahead. You go.
Can you run it on a tree when doing the willow effect statement? All right, Jake, do me a favor. Go. I will try and tag you, but if you go onto my page, and just look at the videos, I just posted a video probably like 3 or 4 weeks ago, exactly like step by step how we do it. I don't think I have one staple in any tree that we have for the whimsical. So there's 2 ways to do it. There's a way to do it that it stays up. It makes install second season really easy. And then there's a way to do it where it comes down super fast and you have to redo it all over again year over year. So go check out that video, and it's on my Facebook page. I will try and find it and tag you and get that answer for you. But I've got like a 5-minute video that shows you everything you need to know.
So you kind of just mentioned something that now that we're getting into install season, here comes one of my favorite words, be super intentional with your installs, right? When you're going up a gutter or up a tree or up anything, don't wrap the wire around something in the gutter. Think about what you're putting up, how easy is it going to be to take it down? Think about when you're putting light sets on a tree or light sets on a crepe myrtle that JC hates to do, or a bush. How are you going to leave that in plug so it's so easy when you do your takedown, you can't miss it? Always leave it in the same place. Don't let the last female plug be at the very last top branch of a crepe myrtle. That's going to take a guy 45 minutes to go find it, because you can't take those off any old direction. You got to pretty much take them off in the opposite direction of the way they were installed. So be very intentional with how you're installing, and just use common sense. Like, if I'm wrapping around a gutter strut, what does that mean I have to do if I'm doing that? Well, that means I got to get the ladder up there and do it. If you're using the right clip, the circle clip, right, the tough clip, you should be able to climb up your ladder, grab it once, you pull the whole thing down, the whole job's down in like 5 minutes. So think about how is your installation going to make your takedown that much more efficient? Because if you're Joe and you're cold, you don't want to be out there in January taking it down. So,
and I stress that so much to new guys and even guys that have been out in the veterans. Like, when you're training your teams in the beginning of the season, or even the new guys, like, you need to train them for the takedown. Don't just do the install, because that's where they get crazy. They start coming up with all these great ideas. Like, oh, Jimmy doesn't know what he's talking about. Let me just wrap this around this gutter friggin' bracket 18 times. This way I can do pull-ups from it. No, that's why it's really important to do like the whole process. Put it up, take it down. Put it up, take it down. Put it up, take it down. Because you really want to get those dumb ideas out of your team. Because they come up with them, just like they come up with double males. Don't get me started on that freaking topic. Facebook ads killing it for Garrett. Good to hear. All right.
Garrett, I just saw your text from earlier today at 1:30 today. Sorry, bud. I'll get back to you. But he just said I got 9 dealerships that they're bidding. So that's where that question's coming from. I just now saw that. So apologize, buddy, but I'll get back to you in a bit.
Insane. I love seeing
Johnny also had a good question about how do you train your guys on roof safety? I can't find it, but it's in here somewhere. How do you do training for new guys on roofs? And honestly, I don't know. I'm kind of stumped by that question. I mean, you have your safety meeting, you talk about the do's and the don'ts, but I think once you're up there, you're kind of like, you either do it or you don't. I don't know. Is there, that's a great question. I've never been asked that. And I think know that you say, hey, dude, you comfortable on a roof? They say, maybe. Then no, just don't even force it. They're just not going to do it. That's about my training skill set there. So what do you do anything, JC? I don't know.
Well, yeah, I think that the biggest thing with this comes down to, one, having trust in each other, knowing the crew can trust you and that you can trust the crew, and giving them the confidence to know that, hey, if I don't feel safe on this roof, that I can get off here and I'm not going to get yelled at, fired, or anything like that. And that's really helped us over the years, where I've had the crews call me like, hey, JC, I just don't feel comfortable doing this. Cool, quit, done. I'm not even like try and figure it out for you, because if you're in your head that it's not safe, then I don't want you even chancing it up there, because it'll be the one time something happens and I'll be meeting you at the hospital. So instilling confidence in the crew to be able to do it safely, give them all the tools they need, give them the cougar paws, the goat, the steep assist, pitch hoppers, everything out there. Let them, doing safety briefs, talk about safety. And everybody thinks like, oh, we got to talk about safety when it comes to doing 40-foot ladders and roofs. No, you got to talk about the freaking 6-foot step ladders, the 8-foot step ladders, where most of the accidents really happen from. Not having those all 4 legs down, the brackets flat and everything like that. So just repeat, rinse. And like, that's literally part of our process. Like rule number 1, what's the number 1 for my crew? Have fun. What's rule number 2? Be safe. All right. You can have fun and be safe at the same time. And it goes back and forth. You can be safe and have fun. So really instilling that over and over and over and give them everything they need possible. And you need to pay for those cougar paws. I'm sorry. Like you need to pay for those or whatever shoes you're going to put on them. And just give them every option to be safe on that roof. And if they're not, don't feel comfortable, that they can feel safe to come to you and not be scolded or reprimanded. So that's, you can also bring somebody in to do like a full OSHA training. That gets really in depth and involved and gets kind of crazy. And probably a lot of things you do aren't going to fall into that. So, but just again, reaffirming over and over and over every single week about safety. And it's not when somebody gets hurt, it's all the time. So that's my rant on that.
Yeah. Love it.
All right. So we have a lot more clients wanting to switch from C9 to Omni. How are you building cost that is lost for years 2 and 3? We have 3-year contract and year 1 is all covering our costs. So it sounds like it's not profitable year 1. So I'm wondering what your pricing model is. Are you selling or leasing, Stephanie? And Jimmy, I'll let you. You're the finance guy.
Yeah, it's actually a really good question. Stephanie always has great questions. So yeah, what it sounds to me is with the 3-year. Well, I'm not a fan of 3-year contracts, especially on the residential side. Commercial, it's tough. So there's no way that you can stick people to that 3-year agreement on a residential. There's no recourse. So it's a bit risky when you're at that price point. So, but I think Stephanie, your price point's pretty good. I think when we talked about this in the past quickly, but how do you recover the lost revenue from years 2 and 3 to break even? You don't. Honestly, there's no way to recover that cost. But what I think I would do is I would figure out a way to leverage that into your service agreement. So, okay, you know what? I will release the temporary holiday lights in lieu of the Omni installation, with the condition that, we're going to get you on the maintenance program. That doesn't necessarily replace the revenue, but it creates residual revenue, with more importantly, having more contacts with that customer throughout. So I would try to figure out a way to articulate that better than how I just said it, honestly, to figure out a way to say, it's tough though, right? Because you're gaining a customer that you should be able to have consistent communication with, right? When you have an Omni customer, if you're doing it right, you're going to have a conversation, a text, an email, at least probably every 45 days. So you're going to have a much more dynamic relationship than somebody that was just only temporary, which you're going to talk to them once a year. So your opportunity and your longevity and your potential out of that customer is going to be so much better. Now, so I guess there's a couple ways, right? You either figure out a way to parlay that into the service agreement, and you just say, you know what, I want to roll that annual cost over. We'll roll that into your service agreement, and this is what we're going to give you. Or you say, you know what, I'm going to take this opportunity, and I'm going to work to figure out ways of upselling that customer throughout the next several years, because you are going to have that much better relationship, or you're going to bring them on your, for you guys, Stephanie, obviously the landscaping side of things and everything else that you guys do there as well. So, yeah, that's a great question. And I think I could probably think on that a little bit more and maybe get back to you with another strategic way of doing it, but that's my knee-jerk reaction.
Yeah, and you still have those lights, so it's not like we're just throwing them in the trash. We can move them over, depending on what it is, to another client, and then make the money off that way. So, but
or what if you say, hey, you know what, get rid of your C9s, but Let's talk Reese Garland. Would you like to replace your temporary display with more Reese Garland tree wrap, spritzers, light bursts, ground stakes? Maybe, there you go. Take the roots, the C9 lights from the roof line and line out their mulch beds, their landscape beds. Something like that might be an opportunity as well. I don't know.
There you go. Great question, though. And I would rather convert my clients over to permanent than continue to 3 years ago, that wasn't even an option. Now that I see the value, the numbers and everything else, and keep my guys busy year round instead of just 2 months, 3 months, I'd rather be doing that all day. So, Jimmy, let's probably end it with this question right here, unless anybody else got a last go around. But when's do you have 2026 lined up yet? Where are we going?
No, but we did. We're doing one next week, November 6th and 7th in Raleigh. Just when I thought I was done, we're adding one more in. Just I'm gonna miss it. I can't go more than 3 weeks without doing one. Like,
why not? Yeah, you got the switch.
Otherwise, I'll forget everything. So we're doing one November 6th and 7th, and then we're going to start into January. The November 6th and 7th is in Raleigh, 2-day with the hands-on, small hands-on installation, but it's already at a place that already has a lot of Omni, so be really good for pictures. And then January, we're going to start probably that third week of January. We're going to kick off the season. We are also going to have one more at Thunder Lighting Supply up in December. Shoot, what is the date? I should know this. Kathleen's going to kill me. It is December. Daggone it. Hang on. I can't get my phone to. There we go. December 16th. It's a one-dayer. Going to be a long one-dayer. But we are going to be doing one on December 16th up in Long Island, New York with Thunder Lighting Supply, great partner of ours. So those are two opportunities. And then third week of January, we're going to fire them up, and we're going to be all over the place. Just had a great conversation with a company yesterday out of Oklahoma City that we're going to be bringing on as another distributor in that market. So we got a couple other ones that are coming down, Action Lighting. Just obviously we had their first training. So we got a couple other people that are putting in. So we'll be all over the place. Texas, I know Texas, Indianapolis, Minnesota, New York, Ohio, North Carolina.
You want in Salt Lake after DDD or before DDD?
Yep. Arizona, Salt Lake, Southern Cal are all places that are going to have them first half of next year. Some places we're going to get a little bit second quarter through a little bit colder areas. So we're going to have them all over the place. So we're going to do the Tour de Omni 2026. I think this year we're actually making T-shirts, because I don't remember where I am half the time. So I think we're going to do it.
All right. Hope that answers your question, Douglas. All right. I think that's it, Jimmy. It is late. I know you got some lights to put away and probably decorate some trees. So I appreciate your time. Everybody for showing up. Thank you. We will be back next Tuesday. I'll be here. And then, please, if you're listening, watching replay, just have some fun. All right. If you're not answering the phones, you're doing yourself wrong. So get somebody to answer the phone. Like I say every time, I don't care if it's your baby's mama. I don't care who it is, a virtual assistant. If you got whatever, just get the phone answered. Do not let that phone go to voicemail. I don't care if you call them back 10 minutes later. They already called somebody else and they went with somebody else. So have some fun this season. Keep kicking ass. November 1st is 2 days away from now. 3 days technically. Sorry. Halloween is in 2 days. So pretty excited. Jimmy, thank you.
Rock and roll. Go get it, everybody.
Let's talk to you later.
All right, man.